Ucan wants you to use multiplication and division to solve word problems. Involving equal groups.
It's craft day at the beach? Fun! You're getting things ready. You guys are making mats today out of palm leaves? Oh, but you gotta figure out how many leaves to get. So you've got 4 friends that are coming down to make the palm mats. And you know that each of your 4 friends need 5 palm leaves to make a mat. Okay, so that's 4 groups of 5. You're wondering how many leaves you're going to need to collect all together. This sounds like a math problem. So, you know the number of groups. There's 4 friends. And you know the number of items in each group. You need 5 palm leaves for each of your friends. What you don't know is the total number of items, all the palm leaves you're going to need. So this is a multiplication problem. You know that 4 groups of 5 is going to give you something. Or 4 times 5 equals something.
Okay, so this time Ucan knows the number of groups. He knows there's 4 children that want to make a mat. And he also knows the number of items in each group. He knows that each kid is going to need to have 5 palm leaves to make their mats. What Ucan doesn't know and wants to find out is the total number of items. He does not know how many leaves they're going to need altogether. Whenever you know the number of groups and the number of items in each group, guess what? You're going to need a multiplication sentence to solve. I'm going to draw a picture to show you. So in this cloud, that's where I want you to draw your picture too. I'm going to go ahead and draw my 4 groups. Those are my 4 kids. And in each of those groups, I'm going to make my 5 items or my 5 palm leaves. I'm going to do just a dot. So I know my total number of groups, that's 4. I know in each group there's going to be 5. I can write a multiplication sentence that looks like this. 4 groups of 5 equals something. Now I just need to solve. What is 4 times 5? Well, I could count by 5s 4 times, or I could count each one if I wasn't very good at counting by 5s. Let's go ahead and count each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So Ucan is going to need to make sure that he climbs up on those trees, flies, I guess, and gets 20 leaves for his craft project.
More crafts you can? Yep. This time you have a different kind of problem, though, don't you? This time, it looks like you know the total number of leaves that you've got. You went up into the trees and you pulled them all down. You've got 20 in there? Okay. And you've got 4 kids, again, that you need to give palm leaves to. So if you've got 4 kids and you've got 20 palm leaves, you're wondering how many leaves each kid's gonna get. You know the number of groups, that's 4. You know the total number of items, that's 20. But what you're trying to figure out is the number of items each kid is gonna get, the number of items in each group. So that's 4 groups of something is 20, or 4 times something equals 20. And remember, when I know the total number of items and I know the number of groups but not the number of items in each group, that's a division problem. So I'm going to go ahead and divvy these up into the 4 equal groups. 1 for Heather, 1 for Rocco, 1 for Sophia, 1 for Otto. And then another one for Heather, and another one for Rocco, and another one for Sophia, and another one for Otto. Now I'm going to do another one for Heather, and a third for Rocco, and a third for Sophia, and a third for Otto. And then a 4th one for Heather, and a 4th one for Rocco, and a 4th one for Sophia, and a 4th one for Otto. And then a 5th one for Heather, a 5th one for Rocco, a 5th one for Sophia, and a 5th one for Otto. Oh, I used them all up. So now I can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 palm leaves in one group. So 20, broken into 4 equal groups, is going to give me 5 in each group.
This time, Ucan flew up into the trees and got the palm leaves before the craft project. So he's got 20 palm leaves now in a box. And 4 children want to make mats. Okay, so now Ucan needs to find out how many palm leaves he can give each child. So what does Ucan know? Ucan knows the total number of items. Ucan also knows how many groups. So he knows the number of groups. That's 4 children. What does Ucan need to find out? He needs to find out how many items are in each group, or how many palm leaves each child's going to get. So he needs to find out the number of items in each group. Guess what? When you know the total number of items, if you ever know that in a word problem, you know it's going to be a division problem, because you're going to need to divvy up or divide that total number of items. So to do my picture this time, I know the total number of groups, so I'm going to start with that. I'm going to go ahead and start with my 4 groups. I don't know how many go inside each group though, so I'm going to have to divvy up those 20 equally among those 4 groups. This is called sharing. When I know the total number of items and I know the number of groups, that's a kind of division called sharing, because I'm going to be sharing those 20 between those 4 groups, those 4 kids. So here we go. Let's do it. 1 for each. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I just counted all the way to 20. And I saw that by doing that, I would have 5 in each group. So I divided 20 into 4 equal groups, and I wasn't sure what that was, but now I know that if I divide 20 into 4 equal groups, each group is going to have 5.
More crafts you can? But this time you don't know how many kids are going to show up. Okay. You do know that there's some leaves left in the tree. There's only 20 that you could pick. And you know that each of the kids that come is going to need 5 leaves. So you know the number of items you're going to need in each group. Each kid's going to need 5 leaves to make their palm leaf mat. And you know the total number of items. You've got 20 leaves left that you can pick. You don't know the number of groups or how many kids are going to show up. So you know that some groups of 5 is 20, or something times 5 is 20. Remember, when you know the total number of items and you know the number of items in each group, but you don't know how many groups, it's a division problem. I need to divide 20 into equal groups of 5. So I'll give 5 to Keegan, and then another 5 to Anna, and I'll go ahead and give another 5 to Lincoln, and another 5 to Ryder. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal groups. So 20 divided by 5 equals 4.
This time Ucan knows the total number of items. He knows that he has 20 palm leaves altogether that he pulled down from the tree. And he also knows the number of items in each group. He knows that each kid needs 5 palm leaves to make their craft today. However, he doesn't know the number of groups. He's not sure how many kids are going to be able to make this craft with those 20 leaves. When you know the total number of items and you know the number of items in each group, but you don't know the number of groups, that's a kind of division called repeated subtraction. Because you're going to be taking away from that total number the equal groups one at a time. Let me show you what I mean. So I'm starting with 20, right? I'm starting with 20 palm leaves. But I'm going to take away 5. 20 minus 5 is 15. Here's those 5 that I took away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm going to take away another 5. Well, 15 minus 5 is 10. Here's those other 5 that I took away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I can see I've got 2 groups, 2 equal groups of 5, but I still have some more equal groups I can take away. I'm going to take away another 5. Well, 10 minus 5 is 5. Here's that 5 that I just took away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I can see that I have 3 equal groups of 5, but I still have another 5 that I can take away. So I'm going to take away that last 5. It's going to give me 0. And here's that last 5 that I took away. I have no more to take away. So I can see that if I had 20 items and I broke them up into groups of 5, that I would have 4 groups. A way to write that would be 20 divided into groups of 5 is going to give me 4. So now I can see that 4 children can make this craft today. Time to reflect. Hey, you know what I'm noticing? That every single time it's a division word problem, I'm dividing up my total number of items. And every time it's a multiplication problem, I'm trying to find out what my total number of items are. Oh, and what's that, Ucan? Oh, yeah. He also wanted me to remind you that we can write these as a multiplication sentence if we want to, if we put the total number of items at the end. For instance, I could also write this as 4 groups of something gives me 20 altogether. And I can write this one as some groups of 5 will give me my total number of items as 20. That's so cool how multiplication and division are related like that. Hey there, guys. Ucan wants you to make a palm leaf mat too. What you're going to need is a piece of green construction paper, another piece with nice palm leaf pattern on it. You're also going to need a pair of scissors, a ruler, and a glue stick. To get started, you'll go ahead and cut out strips from your patterned piece. Throw these away. Toss. Okay, now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 palm leaf pattern strips. I'm going to set those to the side for now. Now you're going to take your construction paper and you're going to fold it like a hot dog. Now that I've got my hot dog nicely folded up, I'm going to do some measuring. This is a 6-inch ruler. You might have a 12-inch ruler. Use what you've got around. I'm going to make a little mark at every inch. So see how I started measuring right at the 0, not at the end of the ruler, but right at the 0 mark. I'm going to make a little mark there. There's 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, and 6 inches. Then I'm going to move my ruler down. This won't be necessary if you have a 12-inch ruler, though. And then I'll mark it again at 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches. And now I'm ready. I'm not going to do the 6 inch at the very end. I'm going to leave that alone. Now I'm ready to cut. I'm going to turn it this way and cut a line as straight as I can up until about a 1/2 inch from the top. That's about a 1/2 inch. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. I should have something that looks kind of like this. Now, I can grab my palm print strips, one at a time, and I can weave them. I might even start right up here. So I'm going to go over, under, over, under, just like this. There's one. Now in this next one, I'll do the opposite. So the print will be on the upward side. And now I'll weave this the opposite way. So I'm kind of making, does this kind of look familiar? Does this look like an array that we're sort of forming here? There we go. I'm going to tuck this one under there. That one maybe could come up on the other side. Okay. Take another strip. Okay, now you're ready to glue. You're going to have 2 strips that you don't really need. You can get rid of those. I'm going to go glue my ends. Glue real carefully there. Okay. What do you think, Ucan? Do you like my arts and craft project?